Equalizer 3. Damn good movie, y'all. Damn good movie. He's reunited with Dakota Fanning. Not like she was in the other two movies, but they played together when she was a little girl in Man of War, I believe. But Equalizer 3. I enjoyed this movie because it showed his vulnerability. Right, in the first one and two, he was just like an unstoppable force. It was just like, boom, ain't nobody doing nothing to me. But he took, he did turned his back. He didn't make sure all the tiles would turn. And he didn't expect that young boy to get out the truck, the son of that mob boss. And he shot him in the back with a shotgun. But lucky for him, it was only a 22 caliber. Small bullet, but enough to do damage. Luckily, it wasn't a bigger rifle, because otherwise I would have been a done deal. Finito. But, of course, they did that so that way, he could be nursed back to his regular self. But they had to show his vulnerability because he was quite vulnerable, because when he tried to drive away, he passed out. Could have died right there on the road, but he was found. That gracious hotel owner guy, well, he's found by a guy that works with him. The guy brought him to the guy that owns the hotel or apartment buildings, whatever it is. I believe it was hotel. Yeah. And the guy nursed him back, sewed up his wounds, took a chance. He didn't know who this man was. He didn't know what this man was. It turned out to be what he say, I don't know. I don't know if I'm a good guy or a bad guy. I just do. Turned out to be to all of their benefit in that little town of Sicily, because he ended up doing away with the mafia, the whole daggone mafia. But I have to admit that, was he gonna have to take on them guys while he was trying to regain his strength using that cane, walking around town? I thought he took a chance by walking around that town. And by walking around that town, the cane showing he was weak, a little out of place. Like, who's this guy? Who's this black man walking around in Sicily? Not like they don't. But we never seen him before, But nobody asked him any questions. But that one police guy did say, hey, we enjoy living here. We enjoy this town. It's a quiet town, Even though it wasn't so quiet. They did have a force of nature bubbling under. That crazy young brother. Yeah. But hey, that mafia was on the cusp of taking over. They just had to deal with the one young boy and his little gang, a little roughing up every now and then, I guess, but it was coming to the surface. So fortunately for them, this man came to their place, like he says, I am where I need to be. Very good movie, but as he regained his strength, things started to boil over, and not only that, he solved some crimes. Brought that CIA agent in, played by Dakota Fanning, and let her take the credit. That was a good movie. I believe, the way he took out the main mob at the end, went to that man's house and just walked through there. Took them out one by one. I thought it was going to be an all-out joint. I was like, oh, they're going to come in force. But nah, he did smart. He went to the house, took them out one by one. And then made the leader guy, because he wanted to start to spread those drugs around. Yeah, well, yeah. You can go out on this stuff you want to put in everybody else's body. You can't help but love that. But that was my take on Equalizer 3. I give this movie a damn I get this a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. I just gave what I feel was all the strength. The only weakness I think may have been, I mean, it wasn't a weakness, but I think it was great that they showed the vulnerability. He had to overcome that vulnerability. And I wish that taking out the older brother could have been a little bit longer. Could have been a little bit longer of a situation. It would have been more enjoyable. But he took him out. If he took him out a little more slowly, but you know, it was what it was. So that's the only reason I give it not a perfect 10. But anyway, you've seen Equalizer. What you think about this series? I still haven't seen 4 yet. 1 and 2 were great, and I waited almost a year to see this one. I finally seen it on HBO Max and checked it out. But anyway, put your thoughts in the comments. Hit the subscribe and come on board. I'll be talking about a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Movies, music, and pop culture. Peace out.